Hello, welcome to South Today. In tonight's programme, back to school with a negative COVID test. The aim is to identify students who have coronavirus but are asymptomatic.
Lots of my friends are coming back, so it's quite sad not having friends with us, but it's going to be good and have a good time, really.
Also jailed for having sex with a 15-year-old pupil, the teacher who groomed him via social media.
And later on...
Lap number 6. You tired yet? No? Good boy.
The 8-year-old boy who idolises Captain Sir Tom so much he decided to repeat his feats.
Good evening. From Monday, all pupils will start returning to school as the coronavirus restrictions begin to be lifted. Secondary school pupils will all have to undergo lateral flow tests to check they don't have the virus. The first 3 will be supervised by the school, then families will carry out tests at home. It's to detect people who have COVID but are asymptomatic. Jessica Banham reports.
The sports hall is now a test centre at Larkmead School in Abingdon. For many of these students, it's the first time they've been tested for COVID-19.
I just didn't really know what to expect, but it was way simpler than I thought it was going to be.
It's for the benefit of everybody else, so I just know that you have to do it, and it's for a better cause.
So it's 3 tests on the school grounds and then carry on doing them at home. I think that's quite good, so then we can learn how to do them.
Sixth form and Year 11 classes will return on Monday, with other year groups following later in the week. The majority of secondary schools have opted for this staggered start approach.
We know that tests are part of a bigger scheme with social distancing, good hygiene and all the other measures that we're putting in place. Really important for students is around the communication of knowing that by taking the test they're looking out for their family, their friends and other people.
Here at Lord Williams's school in Thame, they're doing all 3 lateral flow tests before students come back next Wednesday. It means in the space of just over a week they'll have done more than 6,000 tests. The head teacher hopes it will help prevent any future outbreaks.
We were really worried about the idea of any positive result having an impact on a whole bubble of students. And we thought if we could actually get the testing operation completed before students mixed, then we'd make sure that a positive test just meant that one child had to isolate rather than the whole bubble.
Jonathan and Harriet have already been tested several times as they've been at school throughout this latest lockdown. But they can't wait to welcome back the rest of their classmates.
Lots of my friends are coming back, so it's quite sad not having friends with us, but it's going to be good and have a good time, really.
I'm quite excited. I definitely miss them, but I'm a bit nervous because I've been used to hardly anyone at school.
For most families, next week will finally mark the end of virtual learning and homeschooling. And while some parents might be concerned about what their children have missed out on, the head teacher at Cheney School isn't worried.
I don't think there's a vast amount of lost learning. I think our kids are resilient and they will bounce back very quickly. And I think they will be damaged if the adults tell them they're supposed to be damaged. And we're not doing that.
Getting students back into the classroom is the first stage in easing lockdown. How quickly we move through the rest of the government's roadmap will depend on its success. Jessica Banham, BBC South Today.